Hello, everybody. It is I, through lidless eye, here with an update. What's going on? What is happening? Where have I been? I've returned to my prior status quo of the annual stream / upload. Haven't done anything in a while. What's the deal with that? So in 2021, I started uploading a lot more. Like in the month of September, I tried to upload absolutely as much as I could, and basically that was something that I had been planning since the previous year. There had been like other videos that I've written, never ended up actually making. Basically stuff like the Mega Man review and the Recore review and the Evangelion review. Basically, sort of the idea was that I was going to get back in the swing of things, get into a better workflow for like video editing. I was trying out different software. I started with HitFilm, which was what I had been using to edit streams down for the past few years, and ended up switching to DaVinci Resolve, which is way better, way faster, way more intuitive hotkeys, and is like perfect for what I wanted to do. I started learning, more and more editing tricks, like if you've seen the Donkey Kong Country 3 stream from last year, I had, some bumpers, like stream starting soon with like these little animated things using like sprites from the games and a background and like this sort of like semi-transparent fade between like this sky background and gameplay footage, as well as like my own remix of one of the songs from Donkey Kong Country 3, and all of that was made for a Donkey Kong Country review video that I was gonna make. I made a lot of music for it. I edited like maybe the first 3 or 4 minutes of it. It was all written besides like a short bit that I didn't really know how to write, because it was just gonna be like the kind of stuff that would be like on a Wikipedia page. It wasn't part of like the actual interesting points I thought I had to make, so I never ended up actually finishing that specific part. The plan was to get used to editing again so that I could make like basically Tim Rogers style videos. Like that was the big sort of point of inspiration. Was in 2020 I saw his Doom review, and I sort of thought, I used to make YouTube videos. I used to try to make these real dumb video game reviews back in the day that were just sort of a shitty AVG and JonTron knockoff. You can see a little bit of them in the 10th anniversary supercut. And basically what happened when I was putting together that Donkey Kong review, when I was like, taking like the ripped sprites and like, putting them in a format I could use to make those animations, when I was, finishing up writing that one and starting to write the next couple reviews, I just kind of realized it was so much work, and it was going to take so much time to learn the new skills that I was going to need to make those videos. I was just kind of like, what's the point? Like, what's my actual goal here, right? Like, what do I actually want to get out of this? And I sort of thought about it more and more and realized that like the ideal outcome was influencing people, right? That like the ideal outcome would be people would see the video, perhaps, whether it's consumers or game developers or whatever, I would shape enough people's tastes by reaching enough people that it would result in more games to my tastes existing, being made or whatever. And I sort of, I had made YouTube videos long enough that I knew it was pretty infeasible that I would reach that size of audience through this method. Making YouTube videos hadn't seemed to work out until that point. It was so much work that I figured, like, just skip the middleman. Just get serious about making games yourself. Like, I had been, I think just as a result of playing, most children sort of, make little games for themselves. I think it's pretty common, when you're in like elementary or middle school and someone gives you a graph paper notebook to start, drawing your own levels for like, an RPG or Metroidvania or something. But when I was in middle school, I started trying to make RPG Maker games. I tried to learn Panda 3D for a little while, and I did finish like the tutorial. You like make a panda walking around in a grove, but I knew I couldn't actually make a game. The big thing was like, I had no idea how to make or import 3D models into that engine. When I was in high school, I tried to get serious again. I started working with Game Maker. I wanted to make an Earthbound-like, and I made some sprites for it. I don't know if they're still around, but I know for a little while I used one of those sprites as my avatar on a lot of sites. And even since then, there have been times where like I would make, design documents is a strong word, but like, you know, I would try to think about like if I was gonna make this or that game, how would it work, like down to like things like even thinking sort of pseudo code about like the enemy behavior and stuff. And I had tried Unity, I had tried, you know, I went to school for computer science for a year and a half and flunked out. And it wasn't really until summer 2022. It was summer 2022 that I decided to actually get serious. I messed around in ClickTeam Fusion for a bit. ClickTeam Fusion is a terrible engine. I would not recommend actually using it because if you know even a tiny bit of programming, you'll quickly find any scripting in that program to be absurdly cumbersome. But it was good for sort of clearing the gap because I had a pretty good understanding of like the fundamentals of computer programming and a very good understanding of the surface level aspects of how games work. I really just needed to fill the gap in the middle and figure out like how does a game actually sort of fit together. Since then I've mostly been working in Godot, primarily Godot 3, but in the past couple months I've been starting to try and learn Godot 4 and bring some of my like shaders and stuff over there, some of my other like scripts and stuff for menu navigation. So yeah, I haven't uploaded here in the past year, and part of that is because my main sort of thing I'm doing now is game dev. I posted a couple things on my itch.io page now. Last year I did the Christmas demo. This year I did a little game for the big mode game jam. Maybe I'll do a video on that here in a little bit. And I've spent most of the past year working on, you know, sort of laying the groundwork for some games. This year my goal is, and the thing is, right, it's a goal. Ideally I hit it, maybe I don't. Last year I wanted to try and finish a game. And technically speaking, because I made that game for the game jam, I guess I kinda did do that, but it's not the game I wanted to make by the end of the year. And now, you know, I don't know. I do want to make that game, but it's sort of more of a proof of concept more than anything. In 2024, I want to try and make 4 games. I want to try to make 1 game every 3 months. I want to try and keep them much smaller in scope than the game I was working on last year. I want to sort of focus on fleshing out things that I sort of already know. Like I made like a space shooter prototype a while ago. I made a dungeon crawler prototype a while ago, and I want to actually, now that I know a lot more and have an idea of sort of the workflow I can do for like graphics and animation, try and actually make something with those. But also maybe some simpler ideas. I kind of think it'd be cool to make like a block puzzle game. As far as music goes, I've been making a lot of music, but it's all been stuff that I'm planning to use for game soundtracks. I haven't really been recording anything as far as like pop music or like music for its own sake goes. I still have a bunch of material left over from, you know, the sessions for the past few albums. I've been wanting to edit together a sort of B-sides collection for a while now, but like some of those songs, I don't really want to just put the instrumentals out. I want to have vocals for them, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I have ideas, you know, I'd like to, once I have enough songs written, I'd kind of like to sit down and, you know, actually record a new album with, I have a couple ideas for what I could do for one. I think what I want to do, and I haven't really figured out if I'm gonna do this, I'd really like to try and record 1 song a month this year, but I really don't know how much other stuff I'm trying to do. I have a website that I'm working on. When there's anything to show anyone, maybe I'll put the URL in the description. But at this point, like if you go to it, it's literally just a blue background with nothing on it. It's basically just a WebGL hello world, more or less. I guess one of the main reasons why streaming I haven't done is because I've been a frequent guest on a buddy of mine's streams. He streams usually twice a week, and I'm usually on there. There are times where, you know, I get home from work and I'm too tired and I don't want to join. But if you just absolutely need to hear more of my lovely voice, check out, I think it's Anon Kaiju on Twitch and Anonymous Kaiju on YouTube. I could be wrong, but I'll put links up. And I'm not planning on just completely abandoning this channel. But I am sort of thinking that maybe I would want to do like, you know, like TikTok style vlog things on a separate channel. I have some offline, just like Let's Play type videos that I did a month or 2 ago that maybe I'll get around to editing someday. One of them is more that guess that game, and one of them was like playing like NSFW Mario 64 ROM hacks, which was that was something. And I do have like more like long form essay type videos. There's one about a music group that I've been meaning to finish for ages. I recorded like the first third of it, haven't touched it since. I have the whole video's script is done. I have a bunch of research done, a bunch of like interview clips and things from the band that the video is going to be about, but I just haven't been able to get myself to sit in front of a camera long enough to actually finish it all. But in any case, that's what's going on. That's why I haven't really been uploading, is because right now, as far as my creative endeavors go, game dev comes first. Even if I don't have a whole lot to really show for it, maybe I'll put out a video or something explaining some of the techniques I'm using or something. But other than that, it's just that most of the content that I'm a part of online now is someone else's channel. If you wanna see what's going on over there, feel free. But there's basically, other than just letting you guys know what I'm doing, what's new, where I'm at, there's not really going to be a terrible lot of content on this channel in the future, I don't think. Just like trailers for games, and maybe eventually, if I get around to it, some kind of long form essay, but we'll see. But that's the update. That's what the deal was in 2023 and what's going to be happening in 2024. Comment, favorite, subscribe, like, or even dislike. Just show that you care in the boxes down there. But seriously, I'll see ya.